underprivileged. Today, we have very special guest with us, Shruti Pokharna, who was born in Hiranandani Powai in 2005, and her family lived in Hiranandani Gardens. When she was 3 months old, her parents migrated to Boston, USA, and she has been living in the USA since then. She has been a regular participant in debates and public speaking competitions in her high school years. Shruti started collaborating with local NGO representatives in Mumbai and came to the realization that kids from underprivileged background lack the skills to effectively advocate for themselves. Shruti founded a non-profit SpeakUP and started to work for cause and built a curriculum around speech and debate skills. She has also been awarded for her great works. Hello Shruti, welcome to Powai News.
Hello, I'm Shruti. Like you said, so I'm 17 years old in the US, and I'm currently in my last year of high school. And yeah, I founded SpeakUP.
Okay. So what are you doing currently in your academics?
Yeah, so I'm a senior in high school. I'm taking a bunch of classes ranging from calculus to physics to psychology to Latin, and I also do debate. I intend to study economics in college or be on the track to study law.
Oh, you do a bunch of things together. Okay, so I have heard that you're skilled in debate and public speaking. So from when you started it or when you got your interest in it?
I had the opportunity to engage myself in debate and public speaking activities from a fairly young age, starting from maybe I would say 12. In the beginning, I was very scared and I dreaded getting in front of people. But over time, I derived a lot of energy from the activity. And to be frank, it did take a global pandemic for me to realize the issue of educational inequality and also the importance of student children's voices being magnified. So that's what led to SpeakUP.
That's a great thing. You are the one through which I have heard that pandemic has helped because Baki, everyone has like, oh, pandemic has bring me a great loss or something like that. That's a very positive point. It's great. So have the skills helped you in your career or in your real life?
Absolutely. So I would say primarily I've gotten a lot of confidence. So I've been able to, go out of my comfort zone and try a lot of new things. But also I've had the ability because of these activities to articulate myself more clearly, to connect with other people and to understand outside opinions and then offer my own. So definitely has a lot of practical applications.
That's great. So as you're reputed for your social working, can you explain in broad what you exactly do?
Yeah, so I founded the nonprofit organization SpeakUP to address this issue of students not receiving education surrounding this really critical life skill of public speaking. And I found that research has shown that not having education surrounding the skill impacts economic and academic outcomes for students. So to tackle that issue head on, SpeakUp runs online, in-person camps, workshops, classes covering topics like an introduction to debate, persuasion tactics, argumentation, confidence building, etc. We've reached over 300 students globally now who can effectively use their voices and become champions of change for themselves and their communities.
That's a huge number of students. It's so nice. So from when do you started it?
So around, I would say the pandemic time, that was my 10th grade going into, yeah, that was my 10th grade.
So how was it to reach this number of students in pandemic? Like everyone were inside their house. So how you tackled it?
Yeah, so because of the pandemic, there's been a huge rise in the amount of online video calling options. So Zoom prevailed to be the best one, and also Google Meet. It's been pretty effective actually, seeing everyone on a screen. Of course, it's not the same as an in-person experience, but at the same time, students are learning and they're engaging. Everyone's able to speak and participate as well. So a huge thank you to Zoom actually for letting us do that across an entire ocean.
So is there any particular age group, like any age group who would you teach?
Yes, absolutely. So Primarily, these students have been middle school age, so sixth to grade, but also SpeakUp has reached elementary schoolers and high schoolers. So I would say that the beauty of this skill is that anyone can learn it and anyone can improve, anyone can use it because, it's something that we do every single day. We always talk, we're always explaining ourselves, we're always providing our opinions, and we're always thinking. So
Yeah.
there's definitely no age to which the skill is limited to, which has been awesome actually, being able to work with students of all ages.
Which areas did you cover? Like any particular area, or you just covered everywhere?
Geographical area or?
Yeah, geographical area, like in
Yes.
India or in...
Yeah. So in the US and in India, definitely, it's been a very international project.
Mhm.
And I've worked with students in cities. SpeakUp has reached students in rural areas as well, everywhere in between.
So were rural area accessible to this online Zoom or Google Meet, or you guys provided anything?
So the students, even in the rural areas, had access to a one-to-one device, whether it was a smartphone, tablet, laptop, computer. So they were able to, just log on to the video call and participate as anyone would.
Can you explain your classes? Like, what were your teachings, or were it regular, or any days particular timing and stuff?
Yeah. So especially for the international classes, it would be pretty late at night for me. But luckily, these students they really gave me a lot of energy. And I was able to connect with them. So sorry, could you repeat the first part of that question?
I just asked you, okay, how are your classes like? What do you teach to? Was it
Okay.
theory or practical? Or like you used to have daily classes or particular days?
Yeah. So the curriculum works in kind of a schedule. So there would be 3 days of one class. And it would be 3 consecutive days, most ideally, or once a week for 3 weeks. So students would get knowledge that would build upon itself in order to create a full circle curriculum and for them to develop upon the skills that they've already learned.
Okay. How you started? Like, did you collaborated with someone, or you started it individually?
Yeah, so I founded the organization and I had a lot of help from mentors in my community, members of my debate team, and also I work with the Blue Parijat Foundation in Mumbai.
Okay, so children nowadays are too much into their smartphones, or they don't usually get interest in socializing. Like they have Google or Chrome, through which, if they have any doubt or something to ask, they don't really go to speak up to people. They just Google it and they found. So they feel that there's no need to talk to people, or public speaking is not that important. So what do you think? How the skills are relevant in today's generation?
Well, living in such a digital age, skills like socializing, speaking up are consistently changing form, but they are also probably the most important skills in today's society because they allow us to communicate, they allow us to connect with others and learn about other people's perspectives. So, of course, it is important to connect with others virtually and engage with the news. But if a balance is struck, and I think being well versed in communicating through digital tools and speaking up in person is great. It's ideal.
Yeah, that's sure. The person you meet and virtually, there's a lot of difference.
Yes, absolutely.
You talked about the organization before. So, what is that organization? How you made them?
Yeah, so Speak Up, I founded the organization and we have a pretty large network of volunteers in the form of teachers at the schools, principals who are able to, very effectively get the students together and give me channels of communication with them. So they have been the superheroes.
So, did you got any obstacle on the way to, you reached large number of students for sure. So, were there any obstacles like people didn't coordinate it with you, or some people felt maybe some people may feel it useless or something like that? Was there anything like that?
Luckily, no, I never encountered a situation like that. There were some tech difficulties, ups and downs with that, but overall, it's been a very positive experience.
That's great. So what about your timings and your schedule? Like you are studying, right? So how do you manage your time?
Well, I would say, being in high school for the last almost 4 years now, I've learned a lot of time management skills and I've become pretty adept at organization. I would say the biggest obstacle perhaps in running classes internationally has been the time difference, but I think I said earlier how, the students would just give me so much energy that I would feel pretty awake.
Yeah, kiddos are always nice.
Oh, yeah.
Had distance been any obstacle? Like, do you think that if you've been staying in India for teaching Indian students, you would be done something better or like that?
I think perhaps the only barrier that online communication has would be, that personal in-person connection. But no, I don't think, I think that SpeakUp has been able to create a huge impact even from being across the ocean from many of the students.
Okay. So have you been awarded for this works or your talent?
Yeah, so in high school, I've won some debate awards at competitions, primarily speaker awards, and I received my highest award in Girl Scouting, the Girl Scout Gold Award for teaching public speaking and debate to students. And I was also awarded by the Indian Association of Greater Boston for these achievements.
Oh, congratulations. Yes. So what message would you like to give to today's youth?
I would say that, being able to advocate for oneself, being able to have the confidence to speak up is just so important in today's day and age, being able to articulate, your opinions and your thoughts and your wishes. And it is a skill that should never be overlooked. And it's something that takes practice and it takes skill to effectively do. So, in order to create effective positive change, one must be able to express themselves. So definitely just speak up and never be shy to say what you want and who you are.
So do you have any role model from where you learned or gained the skills?
Yes, so I would say, my biggest role model is my mom. She is a very strong figure, huge mentor, and she always taught my brother and I to speak up and to advocate for ourselves and to never, never be shy about anything that we want. So that has helped me a lot, I would say, in developing my own confidence. And also I look up to the CEO, the former CEO of PepsiCo, Indra Nooyi, and how she personally, managed such a big company and her leadership skills.
So yeah, I think your family has a big role in building up this organization and everything.
Yeah, they've been my supporters.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, there's time limitation, of course. So we have to end here, but there's too much to speak with you. It's been so nice that in such a young age you have done many things, and I too was very surprised listening to that pandemic has helped you in this different way. That's absolutely great. You're doing such a great work by teaching students. Thank you so much for being with us and
Thank you.
conversation with
One
us.
second. To know more about folks like this and to keep yourself updated, watch Powai News.